Hey, are you not sure what to play now that Journey Together is out? Let me help you. I always struggle when a new set releases. What am I going to play? But this time around, rotation hit 2, so a lot of cards are gone. I have 11 deck lists for you, 5 archetypes. There will be links in the description so you can import them into PTCG Live and play. I know these decks will evolve over time, but for now they are a really good start. I did not create them myself. Big shout out to Zapdos, to Trust Your Pilot, LDF. Hey, before we get into the video, I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. Please help me out. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment. It's so much appreciated. Thank you. But let's hop into the deck lists. And here it is. This is an Zoroark EX. These 60 cards evolve around Zoroark's attack, and we're going to look at the card here. So Zoroark has actually 2 really cool things going for itself. One is the ability trait to discard a card, and then you can draw 2 cards. So it's a built-in draw engine. Night Joker for 2 darkness energy. You can copy one of your benched Ents Pokemon's attack and use it. So let's look at those attackers and what else comes with the deck. So for Ents, Zoroark's deck, there's 6 new cards from Journey Together. So the first attacker is Ents Darmanitan. Has 2 attacks, backdraft, and it's 30 damage for each basic energy card in your opponent's discard pile. Don't underestimate that attack if you play against Ceruledge, for example. For a turbo deck that discards a lot of energy, you can totally use this attack. Then it's Flame Body Cannon. Does 90 to the active and also does 90 to a bench Pokemon. It's similar to Radiant Greninja, but you cannot choose because one has to be in the active and you need to discard all of your energy. The next attacker is Reshiram. 2 attacks. We mainly want to use the first one, which is Powerful Rage, and it does 20 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So if Ents Zoroark EX has a lot of damage, you can use that attack and you hit very, very hard. So then we have one of the new supporter cards, Brook's Scouting, where you can search your deck for either 2 basic Pokemon or 1 evolution Pokemon. And then we have Ents PP Up. That's a really funny name, but it's basically Dark Patch. You can use this card and attach a basic energy from your discard pile, but you can only attach it to Ents Pokemon. It doesn't work on every darkness like the Dark Patch was able to. This only works with Ents Pokemon. And then last but not least, we have Ents Castle. All of Ents Pokemon have no retreat cost, so that's pretty good. And then the second variant, there's no new card in it, but I found a City League deck where it also played Roaring Moon EX, and the Baby Moon also had Lily's Clefairy. We'll look at the Lily's Clefairy here in a second, but that's just an alternative deck. And hopping into Lily's Clefairy, so there's 3 different decks. This one is the classic. Not classic, but this is the Lily's Clefairy deck that plays the Volcanion EX, and we're going to look at that card first. Lily's Clefairy, it's basically built-in dragon one-shot card, because with the ability Fairy Zone, the weakness of the opponent's dragon Pokemon is now Psychic, so you can basically one-shot a Dragapult. And it's probably the best card in Journey Together, let's be real here. It will find its way in a lot of different decks. So we only play 3 new cards in these decks. The Volcanion EX has an ability Scalding Steam, where once during a turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon burned. So that's most likely the reason why you play this Volcanion EX. And then we also have Lily's Pearl, and you attach this, and it's basically like Legacy Energy, but it only works on Lily's Pokemon because you take 1 less price card. Then there is a variant that's called the Lily's Terra box, where there's a bunch of different Terra Pokemon. You have the Wellspring Ogerpon, you have Teal Mask Ogerpon, you play Terrapagos and Pikachu EX. And then there's just the Lily's Clefairy with the Noctowl engine. That brings us to our next archetype, and that's Hopsation. And I would say let's hop right into what does Hopsation do. So it has Insta Strike. You can do 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and to the active. Bravery Slash, it costs you 4 energy and you do 240 damage, but the next turn you cannot use that Pokemon's attack. But that's not all, because it comes with a whole bunch of support Pokemon. We have a total of 6 new cards in this deck. Hop Snorlax, it can be an attacker, but you mainly play it because of the ability, Extra Helpings. An attack by a Hops Pokemon does 30 more damage. Doesn't stack, but still 30 plus damage is great because there is, we get to this card later, but there's also Hops Cramorant. It's interesting because you can only use this card when you have 3, when the opponent has exactly 3 or 4 prize cards left. So it's a good mid-game attacker. Does 120. You saw the Hops, does 150. There's another card in the deck that does adds another 30 damage onto that. So we get to that card here in a little bit. Maractus is also a good card for 2 reasons. First, you can use the ability Exploding Needles. If it gets attacked, it puts 6 damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon, so that in the active Badoo knocks itself out. But also Corner, you do 20 damage and the defending Pokemon cannot retreat, so this is to stall. Pretty good. Hops Back, you can search your deck for 2 Hops Pokemon and put them onto the bench. So that's basically a Battle Pass VIP. It is a Buddy Puffin, but has no limit to it. So you can search any Hops Pokemon out of the deck. Hops Choice Band. That's what I said. It does attacks used by the Hops Pokemon attached cost 1 colorless less and do 30 damage. So this has a double effect. You can attach for less and do more damage. Then we have Postwick Stadium. Again, 30 more damage. So if you have all of these in play, you can hit really, really hard. So there's the first variant. There's another variant with Archelodon where you can use Archelodon as energy acceleration and can maybe use Hop's second attack. And that brings us to Iono's new deck, Iono's Belly Bolt. So we look at the card first. It has an ability and it says, as often as you like during your turn, you may attach a basic energy from your hand to one of your Iono's Pokemon. So you can accelerate 2 energy, 1 per turn, and then use this ability. And then for 4 energy, you do 230 damage. It's not super high. You don't knock out a lot of Pokemon. And if you use it, you can attack with that Pokemon next turn. We have Iono's Kilowattrel, another interesting ability. You must discard a basic lightning energy from this Pokemon in order to use the ability. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. So that's your draw engine. Really great. There's Iono's Volt Bolt, which the attack does 20 more damage for each lightning energy attached to all of your Iono's Pokemon. So that's another backup attacker, a basic backup attacker, has no ability, can hit through walls, really great. And then last but not least, the new stadium, Lavencia. Once during your turn, you can draw 2 lightning energy. So you use that stadium, you attach for turn, use Belly Bolt's ability, and boom, you have 2 lightning energies attached. There is also a Raging Bolt variant where you use Kilowattrel as energy acceleration. You get your energy in play, you use it as draw engine. Belly Bolt attaches energy. You still play Professor Sada, but only 1 copy. So this is a different way to play Iono's Belly Bolt. And that brings us to our next archetype, which is Mamoswine. And this is the last that we cover. And we look at what does Mamoswine do. Mamoswine has an ability, once during a turn, you can search your deck for a Pokemon and put it into your hand. So the Rumbling March attack, it costs 2 Fist Bump energy, and it does 40 more for each stage 2 Pokemon. So you hit for 180. Actually, you hit for 220 because Mamoswine counts as well. And then you just load up your bench with 2 prizers. There is a different variant that I saw, and that plays Quaquaval, and that's your draw engine too. You put 1 card on the bottom of the deck, and then you draw until you have 5 cards in hand. But let's get back. So this is the initial deck list, and there's a bunch of stage 2s. There is the PTCG, makes perfect sense. You draw, you have the quick draw ability. It makes perfect sense if you need stage 2s to put that into play. You play Gargangle. I didn't put the card in, but you can use that as energy acceleration. And then you have Luxray, which puts itself on the bench. There's also Klinklang that I saw in a couple decks. Klinklang is same as Luxray. You need to have it in hand, and then you can play it onto the bench. I think some of them can only do it when another Pokemon is knocked out. But basically, you don't have to have the evolution Pokemon. You just put them on the bench. And then this is the Quaquaval engine that I was referring to earlier. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I'll make sure that all the links to the deck lists are in the video description, and then all you have to do is click on the link. You will then be able to copy the deck list and then import it into the PTCG Live client, and then just keep playing. Also put a link to my Noob Plays playlist into the description, and if you like to see more of those videos, this is the first time I'm doing this, so if you like to see more of that, maybe I do one and cover some rogue decks, then just let me know, and I'm happy to do that. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, I'm out.